Sitting in a packed panel is probably not the easiest way to go about finding the woman that is going to, or the person of color, that is going to help you make your panel diverse. And if you're organizing a panel, and if you know every person that's on the panel, you are failing your audience because you're presenting to them one voice, one angle, one side of a story. And based on the many years that I've been attending South by Southwest, I think this is my 6th year, the panels that have been most interesting have been panels where there has been disagreement, where people have not all had the exact same point of view, and where people did not know each other before they showed up on stage. It's when we talk about our differences that we realize how our commonalities are. But it's going to keep happening, and there are going to continue to be conferences and events where women are kept out, people with disabilities are kept out, gay, bi, trans people are kept out, and we can do more than write posts about it. 5 years ago was the first year I attended South by Southwest conference, and in every panel that I went to, I counted the women and the people of color and the white men. And I figured out the ratio. I determined that the women made up about 20% of the attendees and less than 10% of the panelists. I estimated that 5 to 10% of the attendees were people of color. And afterwards, I emailed Hugh Forrest, sort of the overlord for South by Southwest Interactive, and I asked him what he was going to do to change it. I wasn't the only one that did this, and I got an email, a personal email from Hugh thanking me for providing him the criticism and letting me know that I wasn't the only one and that they were actively taking strides to combat this. The next year, I came back, and 1/3 of the panelists, 1/3 of the attendees were female. So while it wasn't parity in the world or online, it was parity at the conference, and I thought that was a pretty significant jump in 1 year. The Ivory Tech Tower is not the only place where brainstorming and barnstorming take place. It's actually been changed the way that women walk down the street. Hollaback, New York City was the first site, and these people created a way that is safe for women to take photographs and write descriptions of street harassment and make them public. They are currently preparing an iPhone app. Once you have your unique device identifier, which is free, all you do is download their app, you push a button, and it uses GPS to log in your location to their website. You get sent an email. When you're feeling safe, you answer that email with an image or a description of what happened, and it gets added into their database. And the nice thing about this is they're going to be creating something called the State of Our Streets report, which will be sent to lawmakers and the media and business owners to let them know where street harassment is happening so they can change it on a location-by-location basis. Now, there's a different type of tech that's not necessarily online, but it was started by a group called Drink Safe Texas, and the group has now become Drink Safe USA, and they've created a drink coaster. Last October, the use of this coaster enabled the arrest of an off-duty police officer who spiked the drinks of 2 women in a Dallas bar. All you do is put a drop of your drink on the 2 little dots, and if they turn color, you know that your drink has been contaminated with either GBH or ketamine. None of these things that have happened that I've talked about, and it's only a few that I was able to bring up, but none of these things would have happened if the women who did them did not have confidence that they could change what it is that they were trying to accomplish. Without confidence to try their ideas, without confidence to talk about what they needed, without confidence to go out publicly, they wouldn't have made a difference. And now I doubt that anybody who worked on these projects started off strong and confident, but as their confidence grew, as they began to push for their ideas to be made public. They adopted a fake it till you make it philosophy, and they tried slowly to eradicate their self-doubt. And I encourage everybody here to begin doing this if you are not already. If you doubt your ideas, if you doubt your skills, if you're worried that you won't be able to handle people calling you names, then you owe it to yourself to put those fears aside. You owe it to your children, you owe it to the people in your community, you owe it to everybody around you to stop doubting yourself, start making a difference, and you need to recognize that when they call you a bitch, it means you've won.